Heather and I had an argument this week.
Yes.
Right? Now, I must say, I don't feel terrible about this because all couples have arguments. And I think it takes time to learn how to have a proper argument, how to be humane to each other. But we have done very well in this regard. We don't have many arguments. And when we do have arguments, they tend to be over things that matter. And we are humane to each other in these arguments. Nonetheless, we had an argument this week. And I must say, just an aside, in the middle of this argument, speaking to your humanity, you delivered, I don't know if you know this part, but you delivered one of the most amazing compliments in my entire life.
Wow.
Right. So there was a section of the argument in which you gave a list of really extraordinary qualities of mine that you find, I don't know, worthy of esteem or something like that. And then there was a kind of a however.
Sure.
Right. And then I don't remember what came after that. But there was a long list of compliments, and they were really high quality ones. And so anyway, that meant a lot to me. Thank you. Actually, I do remember what came after, however. But
I know you do. So there wasn't a particular thing in that list, or it was just like the fact of the list?
It was to have somebody that you love and admire deliver like a distilled list of your best characteristics and maybe even described in overly generous terms. It was key. I'll remember it.
I mean, I think part of presumably why it landed as well as it did, and I didn't know this, but is that, in the middle of an argument, it's hard to imagine that the person that you're arguing with is at their most generous. And so,
right.
I was being honest. I was trying to be honest. So, I don't think the list of extraordinary features that you have and skills that you have and traits that you bring was in any way an exaggeration.
Well, in any case, whatever that list was, I enjoyed it. And I also did get the point. And that really is, when one argues, you tend to not be in your best frame of mind. You tend to be defensive, and to have somebody deliver the good and the bad together is a very good thing. But anyway, the point of this story is the following thing. The next day, I was looking at Reddit, and I got an ad for divorce attorneys.
No.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And the reason I'm telling this story is
to cover your ass. I know.
Well, here's the thing. No. I am certain divorce was never mentioned in our argument.
No.
So what the hell were they listening to?
What did they hear?
Was it raised voices? Yeah. Was it
is
somebody listening to content? What exactly triggered? I mean, obviously there's a remote chance it was a coincidence, but I have never seen an ad for a divorce attorney in any scrolling I've done anywhere, as far as I can recall.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty unusual thing to show up. I've definitely had weird.
And I didn't get those ads.
Weird. All right.
I wasn't on Reddit.
That's true. We didn't run the control.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's something very odd about this. I've had lots of coincidences. I've seen people attempt to test whether or not these coincidences are purely coincidental or whether or not they represent something listening. You're looking for an object. You discuss an object that you might want to buy with your partner, and then suddenly you start getting ads for it, even though neither of you has typed it into anything.
And then Amazon can deliver it to you miraculously the same day.
The same day. Yeah. As a matter of fact, it's outside your door. Just click this button. But anyway, the point is, we are definitely in a brave new world. And, we can hope that was some automatic algorithm that nobody is paying attention in detail to when we fight or whatever else we might be doing. But I think the chances, if this was just simply some low-level algorithmic thing, the chances that lasts and that somebody doesn't start collecting such information and utilizing it in order to gain power and disempower those that challenge them is zero. And my bet, and I must say I've been saying this for 20 years, at some point, the thing that collects all this data, right, just sort of as a matter of course rather than because you've been targeted, it just hoovers it up, it sticks it somewhere. Mm-hmm. It can do something that I would call retroactive surveillance, right? Yeah. It can go back through your history and it can figure out what it didn't care about at the time, but is now useful to it, right? Retroactive surveillance. That's
you have become a person of interest.
You have become a person of interest, and therefore your past is now relevant and we own it, right?
Yeah.
That's a very frightening, that's much worse than somebody having to notice you and then start spying on you, which is bad enough.
Yeah. And the distinction philosophically and analytically between like post-diction and prediction is huge. And
right.
This is the latter. This is mining. as opposed to hypothesis generation and prediction.
Right. And it results in the possibility of what I've tried to describe as some kind of light-handed surgical tyranny. Right. Where if you've got everybody's data and you just leave everyone alone until somebody causes you trouble and then you go after them in a concentrated way, the point is you don't have to harass most people. All you have to do is disrupt the lives of those who would make change, and nothing changes. So if your point is let's keep the status quo because we are doing well in it, then this is a perfect weapon for that sort of thing. So anyway, I don't know what we are to do about this, friends. I really don't. But I do think the problem is that the people in your life who sound like they may be overly concerned about the devices we carry in our pockets, for example, probably none of us are concerned enough. I noticed that Ed Snowden had a thing. I can't remember what the main topic of the article was, but it started out by saying when he gets a new phone, the first thing he does is remove the hidden microphones in it, right? There are things in there that can be used to transduce sound, and he actually physically removes them because what else can you do, right? Yeah. So anyway, let this be a warning to us all. They are monitoring things, apparently, that we don't think they're monitoring. And, barring a very weird coincidence, that is a pretty strong indicator, in my opinion, because, random divorce attorney ads probably aren't all that profitable. So yeah. Anyway, end of story, but I do think there's something to be concerned about.
Creepy possibility of the algorithm. It wasn't listening to your fight. It inferred something about your current mindset from your recent browsing habits.
I don't know. I'm pretty much always just looking at what could go wrong.
I mean, I was looking for pool boys.
Oh, yeah. No. Terrible.
Yeah, well. And it knows we don't have a pool. There's that pool down slope.
Wow. This is just catastrophic.
Is it? Yeah. I think you've been through worse.
True.
Yes, today.
Today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got to go on Twitter.